I wish I was dead. These 5 words made my heart stop. I feel a lump in my throat. My hands start to sweat. My heart starts to beat faster. I can feel tears in my eyes. The person I love the most in this world wants to be dead. I'm overwhelmed with anxiety. I want to see her as soon as possible, but there are no more trains to Antwerp. I'm laying in bed, feeling powerless. The only thought going through my head is, what if she kills herself tonight? She doesn't pick up the phone when I call her. The only thing I can do is wait. Maybe you have experienced a similar story. Your loved one is experiencing suicidal thoughts and you suddenly feel this big weight on your shoulders. You desperately want to help them. In this video, I am going to tell you how, as a graduated psychology student, I supported my girlfriend who was experiencing suicidal thoughts and the ways I helped her with effective strategies I learned in my education. I will call my ex-girlfriend Emma. Me and Emma had been together for 5 years. Growing up, Emma had an abusive childhood, which caused her to develop post-traumatic stress disorder. Because of these traumas, she had also been dealing with a depression for almost as long as she could remember. She had very low self-esteem, a lot of stress, and experienced negative thoughts. To distract herself, she would often buy new clothes, shoes, or other materials, and she would order takeaway meals 3 to 4 times a week. This caused her to experience financial troubles, which made her even more stressed. This had an influence on our relationship. It caused us to have a lot of toxic fights, which again reinforced the stress she was experiencing. Thinking back, I noticed that she had a lot of risk factors for experiencing suicidal thoughts, like depression, financial problems, and relationship problems. Other common risk factors could be bipolar disorder, previous suicide attempts, a recent crisis, or drug use. These are important things to be aware of. Emma would often tell me she didn't understand the point of life and felt as if she didn't belong here. She felt very hopeless. Hopelessness plays a crucial role in experiencing suicidal thoughts. Research shows that people who experience intense hopelessness in life have an 11 times higher chance of committing suicide. Hearing her say those words would break my heart. It made me feel very anxious. I also felt a sense of hopelessness, because I wanted to help her. I wished there was a button I could press to make her happy again, but that obviously wasn't in my control. She could only help herself. The only thing I did have control over was in supporting her, so that's what I did. I used methods I learned during my education in psychology. It helped to calm her down and make her feel heard and understood. When Emma would be experiencing these dark thoughts, she would lay in bed and cry with a great sense of pain. I could just feel her pain. I would hug her very tight and lovingly, and let her release all of her emotions. This way I showed her that I was there for her and she wasn't alone in her pain. Crying and letting out all of your emotions is a good way of healing your body. This is a healthy way of coping. If you keep your emotions to yourself, your emotions will get built up and find another way to come out. It's important to let your loved one unleash all of her emotions. Let her cry, let her shout, because this is a first step of processing. After she stopped crying, I would talk to her about her emotions and thoughts in a calm and open manner. I asked her about the thoughts she was experiencing, how often does she think about suicide, what are her triggers, when does she think about suicide the most, how long has she been experiencing these thoughts, and how often does she experience them. I really listened to what she was saying and tried to understand her feelings and thoughts by placing myself in her position. This way I could understand her perspective on the situation and why she was experiencing those feelings. It is especially important not to judge them for their thoughts or their feelings. After getting her perspective on the situation and understanding her thoughts, I acknowledge her feelings. I validate her emotions by saying something like, "You're going through a lot at the moment. That must be very difficult." The most important thing I did was being physically there for her. If she sent me a message about feeling suicidal, I would drive to her house and comfort her. Social isolation could increase suicidal thoughts, while social support can be a strong protective factor. By supporting her, Emma would visibly feel a lot better. For a moment, she felt understood and heard. She felt as if she wasn't alone with her thoughts. Releasing all of those thoughts and emotions makes room for more positive emotions and gave Emma some perspective on the situation. Sometimes we can get so caught up in our own thoughts, which can cause tunnel vision. You can get stuck in a negative spiral. Talking about those feelings and thoughts can open your mind to new perspectives. It gives hope and makes room for more positive thoughts. The biggest mistake I made in the beginning was trying to help her all by myself, but that took a big toll on me. It is very important to take suicidal thoughts seriously and try to find help for your loved one. So, the best advice I can give is try to search for a professional like a psychologist so your loved one can work on their suicidal thoughts. It is never too late to try and help someone with suicidal thoughts. Of course, you can guide and support her during moments when she is experiencing dark thoughts, but it is important to know that you're not the only one responsible for helping her. You should also prioritize your own mental health. If you want to know what you shouldn't say to someone experiencing suicidal thoughts, you can watch my video about reactions to avoid. This could also be very helpful for your loved one. The link is in the bio. Thanks for watching. On this channel I post videos about mental health and how you can help yourself or your loved ones. Subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the videos.